Hello and welcome to creatingforgrace.com. Today we're going to make this Halloween bendy fold card. It actually has two bendy folds that help it to stand up just like that. And there are little tabs and slots that fit in, that give it shape, and it can also fold flat to be mailed. And don't forget to decorate your envelopes. The stamp set that we used is the Spooky Fun stamp set. It actually coordinates with the Halloween scenes framelits here. And the parts that we're going to use are the tree, which we've die cut out, the fence, also die cut, pre-done, and the pumpkins. So I stamped those on the pumpkin pie paper with our basic black ink here, and then used the framelits to cut those out. So those will be on there. Anytime I'm doing stamping, the inside has a place for a sentiment here. So same thing, I like to use our foam pad right here. Anytime that you are using one of the photopolymer images, which is one of the ones that are totally clear and see-through, not the clear red rubber Stampin' Up! Ones that still adhere to the clear blocks, but these are photopolymer. You actually get a better stamped image because this has some give to it, and you get better contact with the ink and the paper that way. So it makes a really big difference in terms of the stamping quality that you're going to get. So this is going to be the inside of our card, and these are the components that we're going to be putting together. And again, the Spooky Fun and Halloween scenes framelits go together, and this is the card that we're going to be putting together today. The card itself is actually pretty easy. I'm going to have all of the measurements and where to do the score lines and the tabs and all of that inside. So this is the inside part that you see opened up, and this will be it closed flat to mail. It starts with just a half sheet of our basic cardstock. So it is 5.5 by 4 1/4, and we are going to attach the white portion that I did right here. And I've already pre-done the score line, and how I did that was I did my original cut in the black, just like I said, and anything that you're doing on the inside, put it down, and then I flipped it over and I took an X-Acto knife and I made a little slit exactly where you were going to need that inside tab to fit in. So that makes it easy. You might not need that for some things, but for this it makes it really easy. We use our snail adhesive. I'm just going to go around the edges. We don't want to cover up the tab that was made, but there's plenty of room to go around the outside of that. Just like that. And then I had it done just so that if I went right to the bottom of the page, it would fit on there. And before we attach that, though, I want to show you the tabs that we did. So I had the two tabs pre-done, and you do the large one first. And the way that I did that is I added some tear and tape on the edges here, already pre-done, so that it would be very easy for me to pull those off. And I did 2 strips because I wanted the whole width to be covered. And so if we flip that around and we line that right up against the edge there and fold down, it's going to be exactly where we need it to be to fold up, just like that, and make that flat. And I did the same thing for the other side. If we have that folded up just like that, and we meet at the edges there, and then fold that flat, then this is the inside portion that we had done, and I had it so that if I lined it up to the very end and matched it up with the paper there, that our score would fit on the inside there, and that does. It leaves room for the tab right there. So that's going to close just like that when it fits into the tabs. I've pre-done the little moon out of our orange glitter paper that we have in the Holiday Mini Catalog, and I use the 1 3/8 inch circle punch in order to do that. I've actually put dimensionals on the back to give it some popped up interest at the top, which I like. Anything I can pop up or have movement or like that, those are things that I really like. So on the very back part of the fence on here, you can see that we did the gray fence, and it runs along the edge. And that's the only part on that fold. So we're going to do that part first. So I've already pre-die cut that, and I've added a tab of sticky strip along the bottom. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to close up my flap, and what I want to do is I want to have fence sticking up pretty much centered in here, and then I'm just going to lay that down and press so that the sticky strip will adhere to the back of that. So that is where the fence is going to attach. Next, when you do the other flap, that's where I'm going to put the fence. And then we also have the pumpkins that are here. So the pumpkins go pretty close to the tree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off the sticky strip that we had adhered. And I'm going to add the pumpkins, and those are fairly close. It is about there with the tree, and that's going to have a little bit of adhesive. It'll stick a little bit to the sticky strip, but I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive just on the very bottoms so that they will stick on the inside. And then if I close that, I can decide pretty much where I want to have that. And we have it pretty close to the edge over here, and I want just enough down so that all that shows is those tops of the pumpkins that are there and the very top of the tree. And so if you open it up, that's what you got, just like that. So you have this slot right here and this tab is going to fit right inside of this slot, just like that. And then you have a tab on this layer, and you're going to insert that right into there. And then it stands up just like that. And that's it with the dimension. Here's the decorated envelope. And then mailing, it folds flat. And there are your layers. So that's it. I hope that was super easy to follow. Like I said, I'll have all of the dimensions and measurements on the blog. It's creatingforgrace.com. And that's it. You can actually get 2 cards out of every sheet of cardstock, which is pretty awesome. Thanks so much, and happy creating!